My name is Karen Gines. I'm an abstract artist. As you can see, my paintings are behind me here, and I put them up here so that you can see what I have done as far as painting. I have painted for 40 years, and they're kind of my visual resume to tell you that I know something about being in right brain, which is where abstract art comes from. I'm really here to talk about doodling. And I'll tell you how this happened. I had some pens on my table here one day, picked them up and started doodling on a piece of paper on the back of an envelope. And as I was doing that, this bright idea came into my head that my mind went to the exact same place when I was doodling as it goes when I take a brush and start to paint. And I thought, isn't this amazing? Anybody could do this. You don't have to be an artist to do this. And it does wonderful things for clearing the mind and getting you out of your left brain, which is the busy part of our minds, into the right brain, which is where peace lives. And also genius, and also a lot of other good stuff. One of the signs of our times is that many people have overactive minds. It's almost as if it's normal to have minds that keep you awake at night. You have to take medication to sleep. It's always thinking, planning, multitasking, on and on we go with this left brain process that is driving a lot of people crazy. So it occurs to me that you might be able to just help yourself into that peaceful space by picking up a pen and starting to scratch out some doodles. This is a really easy thing to do, and it definitely takes you to that place that we all want to go, and that is the place of peace. Now the right brain, on the other hand, is what I call the dancing room. There's nothing in the right brain. But this is the metaphor that I use for the right brain. It has a huge, beautiful window that looks out over the universal mind. And the point is that if you can get your window open, the breeze from the universal mind blows through, and this is where new ideas happen. This is where creativity happens. This is where genius lives, and this is where intuition lives. Many of those things have been called childish, unnecessary, because they don't speak to us in language. They speak to us in feelings, and feelings have been devalued in our technological culture. One of the reasons that right brain is overlooked by all of us is that it does not speak with words. It does not talk to us in our usual way, which is language. Language belongs to the left brain. Feelings, intuition, and genius belong to the right brain. And although we want to access those things, we can only do it through right brain, but it doesn't come to us in words. It comes to us in feelings that are then thrown over to the left brain, that then languages whatever we're experiencing and gives it back to us. So the important thing to remember here is that when you feel the mind go off, that is when you are in right brain. The language has stopped, and you're going to start feeling and using feeling tone instead. The most important thing about right brain to remember is that it doesn't talk to you. And because we are so accustomed for everything being in language, in words, we tend to overlook the feelings, the intuition, and the bright ideas that flow through the right brain. Doodling is not serious business. There is no right way or wrong way to do it. Anything goes. So the important thing to remember about doodling is that you can do it any way you want to, and it will take you over into the right brain. Now the reason to do this is to start to become familiar with that part of yourself, because it is the part of yourself that is genius. It is the place where you find the best solutions to all things. And in order to activate it, you need to use it. And if you can use it and identify it, then you are really getting someplace, and you can do this through doodling. Now, you could do it through meditation. Meditation has been the usual way that people do this, but doodling is a lot easier than meditating. I've done them both, and believe me, it's a lot easier. So this is what I am saying. Let me show you some of my doodles. Here are some that I had friends do for me. Because I'm writing a book and I wanted to include these in my book. So these, my friends, who are not professional doodlers, nor are they artists, did these doodles for me. Black and white, which is what I suggest everybody use, black and white to start with. And you just start putting down what you're feeling. And you can see that each one is different. There's no right or wrong way to do it. They're all different. Now, I'll show you a few that I did because I had this myriad of colors, and being an artist, I can't leave it alone. So I kind of got stuck on doodling, and I did a bunch of doodles, which I would not expect you to do right out the get-go, but I'll show you what I've done so that you get the picture of what you could do if you really got stuck on doodles. Here's one that I did with full color. So I have a lot of these. As you can see, I've been doodling for a while. So let me see here. So here's another of my doodles, which I have to admit turned into art, but they were a great lot of fun, and you can do some similar things. So let me do a little doodle for you, kind of show you what I'm talking about. You probably get the picture, but I'll show you. See how simple that goes? And then you just choose whatever it is that you want to accentuate. Working with black and white to start with is the simplest. I have done a lot of colored doodles because I had the colored pens, and I'm an artist and I couldn't leave it alone. So I went ahead and did a lot of colored doodles. But the black and white doodles are really quite a lot of fun and very easy to do. And you can do them with pencil. You don't have to have the pens. I kind of like the dark pens because they make them more dramatic. So if you have a black felt tip. I have written a little book, and it will be available on my website, www.karengines.com. It's on Facebook. It'll be on Amazon. You can order it or you can download it. It goes into detail, shows you about the right brain, left brain, shows you a little bit more about where to start. If you need directions, I've given you a few instructions, although I told you really don't need instructions. But it's a place to launch your doodling career and quiet your mind and use it. The one thing that I want to say about why you should do this is that doodling can be a tool to not only bring you the peace that I've talked about, but to acquaint yourself with yourself, your left brain, right brain. And there is one question that pops up always when you start to examine yourself and see those two factors in yourself. And the question is, who is that person who identifies these two parts of myself? And it's a really good question, and it's one that's worth exploring. So happy doodling.